Hi there, my fellow islanders. Rhadamant here. Thank you for tuning in to Going Medieval Tower of Knowledge. Episode 4, Excavating a Spacious Food Cellar. Oh, and we're starting to get the other beds. So now it's a shared chamber. We'll put Radlock in here next. She's like, alright, job's done. Gonna go sleep. My bed's done. Rest of you peasants can suffer. Alright, and this one will be Red Mists, and then Ravenel will be last. And I'm having Radlock burn the midnight oil to get all the beds up. Alright, research. Still don't have enough for smelting, so we're gonna wait. We need 30 books for that. It's coming, though. Cool. So, we officially live on the island now, and I can get rid of the other wicker beds. And then the sheep are named Sir Thunder. God, that's a funny name for a sheep. And the other one is named... Oh, I'll re-roll that. Oh, great. Vampire sheep. Erzabet. Arthur. Cool. Alright, continuing working. We have more excavation tasks to do. And then there's a lot more tiling that I want to do. How close are we to... So, yeah. The cabbage are ripe, and they're moving towards flowering. Good. Good, good, good. Now, if you're wondering, yeah, I can delete these and put them back into wood. There was a lot of comments about that. It doesn't really matter. This whole thing is temporary. I would not hinge our defense on a wooden structure with a flimsy door. I mean, that's ultimately suicide, so. Alright, some of the other things I'm going to do is move the wooden table small over to the new structure. I'm going to start moving like all of the furniture over piecemeal so that we can start really living on the island and not interacting with the mainland as much unless we need like to forage food or cut down trees. We'll put the shrines over here. Put the recreation over there. Once we have more of the... Well, I can even move the butcher. It doesn't really matter. It'll take a minute to, like, properly move in, but this is a way more defensible area than where we were previous. The plan is to put clay brick arches here and here. This adds support. It's not necessary because the gap isn't that large, but I want to do it anyway, as I said. For the aesthetics, clay brick supports around here. And this will be like a pretty reasonably sized you know, food cellar. I want to build once and not have to continually enlarge in it. I really love how the ivy can like grow up your walls. It's a nice feature. So there's just a bunch of like rotten meat and like sticks left here with some medicine. There's not a lot of stuff of value except for like some of the components. So most of the stuff has been moved out, and eventually we're going to fully move out and abandon our old base entirely. Oh, stability collapse. There we go. We got some clay bricks back. And the whole thing is going to be clay brick floors, because clay brick floors have high thermal insulation, higher than the other thermal insulation. And then eventually clay walls all around it on all sides so it won't flood. It's a big task, but the benefits are enormous because you will not have food spoilage like ceases to be a real problem, which is incredible. Okay, can you just shut up about this? Here, if you want to grab clay, here, you can grab this clay. I think what they're trying to do is to make clay bricks, but they can't path to the deep underwater clay bricks, because you can only, like, interact with things that are, like, 1 unit deep, and they're complaining about it. Okay, at this point, starting stocks, I'm just going to delete the stockpile entirely. And we'll eventually clear it out and haul it all the way over to the new area. I like how there's a tree. There's like an oak tree growing in our like little Bailey area. As far as waste goes, we're probably going to want a local dumping stockpile for waste, like somewhere closer so we don't have to go as far. So I'm going to do a little waste dump here. I think you can actually maybe dump into the water, but I'm not entirely sure about that. So I'll put it over here. And that's going to be for humans, not animals. And I'm not really hunting right now, so I'm not going to worry about the animal dump just yet. Oh, nice. Most of the major excavation is done. So clay walls and clay brick arches. And clay brick floors. And then replacing all of the other walls outside of it, making sure that we won't swamp it, because obviously we don't want to breach the lake with clay walls all around. And once it's all cleaned up and bricked up and clayed up, we can start storing our food down there. And then we're going to want to probably add a kitchen thereafter. I might pull on it, but chances are it will be a kitchen. In here... Actually, I don't want any carcasses. Well, I'll put animal carcasses. It's like close enough to the butchering table. So most of all the furniture's been pulled over except for the research table. The research table still has a production speed bonus if we research here. But as long as it doesn't cause hypothermia, we can actually move the research table over there. Oops, that's not where I meant to put it. It's obviously not a library, but it's like somewhere to be for now. The only disadvantage there is the light level. The other thing we could do is we could put it in the Bailey area. Maybe I'll just do that. because it's a spare room and it will count as like an enclosed inside area, technically speaking. And that means this structure is just about ready to be abandoned, other than the campfire. So let's go ahead and get a... I don't even need to rebuild a campfire, I'll just build a new one. That makes more sense. So I'll build a campfire right here. And again, this is temporary, so it's just blocking out the immediate rain. That's all it does. And once that's built, everything here can just be broken down for resources once the stuff inside gets hauled away. And this is our food cellar. Well, in process. So we're 3 books away from getting metal smelting. Where are you hauling to? Okay. You were hauling clay, but then you, like, started... I thought for a second... It looked for a second like you were eating clay. I was like, huh. Interesting. I'm not sure I'd add that to my diet. Unless I had pica, but, you know, sure. Alright, campfire. So let's replicate. So one of the things that will happen when you move benches is it will, it deletes the things that you had queued up on it, so you'll have to redo it again. Just an FYI. So, for instance, the research bench that got moved, its queue to make chronicles stopped. Or the butchery that has a queue to butcher creatures got canceled, right? If you move things around, it gets canceled. It's just the way the game works. So just keep that in mind. So there we go. We are a little campfire. And we're going to continue adding clay walls here. So right now it's like 38 degrees in there, 74 outside. 38 degrees is basically like pretty cold refrigerator temperature. So it's already doing wonders. And soon we will be putting food shelves in there and we'll be able to preserve our food. Alright. It looks like a lot of our bottleneck right now is the lack of tree cut. So Raveno, I'm going to have you cut down trees higher than everything else. So that we can make more progress on building things out of wood. Because we have a lot of paused stuff. Can you build dirt walls? You can. With terraforming research done. But dirt walls will flood. So you should not have a solely lined dirt wall food cellar unless you want to flood it intentionally. Alright, who's hungry? Cool Whip? Oh, you just can't get out of there. Let's keep that room open. His Cool Whip is, like, stuck. And it looks like we're starting to get the cabbage up. Because it's still springtime, let's go ahead and plant more cabbage. So, hypothetically, we should be able to plant, like, 70 cabbage. And because we have, a food cellar, I can just plant a giant amount of cabbage and, like, store it in our food cellar. A beggar is here. And cheers, by the way. So, a beggar is here asking for, like, handouts. And, yeah, why not? We also got the required research for smelting. So, I'll eventually have a better place for, like, a smelting furnace, but I'm just going to put this here for now. And the game is telling me that I need clay to build it. So once Klein is done excavating all the walls for the food pantry, I'll have him mine up a whole bunch of clay. Or dig up a whole bunch of clay. At the moment, I'm going to have Red Mist focus on construction rather than research, because we did just get a whole bunch of research done, allowing Raveno to do more plant cut and grow, switching the priorities a bit. Red Mist, you're still our best trade speechcraft person, so go talk to Yorick, or whatever his name is, and offer him some food. Give the beggar something. We'll give him animal feed. No, I'm just kidding. We will give you a flimsy bow. Teach a man to hunt, right? There you go. And he told us about a hidden loot stash. Now, in order to find the hidden loot stash, we would need to first research cartography. We can't actually access the region map without a cartography table. But this beggar did just tell us about an interesting point of interest out in the region somewhere. It's probably not something that's high up on my list of things to do, but, you know, it was just worth mentioning that that is a new mechanic. Raveno is definitely replenishing a lot of the wood stocks now. Prioritized cutting all the trees, and we're still hauling to stockpile. We're still trying to get out of our old home. No, one more place to dig. Just do it. No, turn around. Killing me, bud. Okay, now I'm going to want to queue up clay to dig, because I'm out of clay, and we need clay bricks and clay for the walls. But it's nearly done. It is very, very soon to be done. Just plus the shelves, which is going to require a lot of wood, which is why Raveno is going ham on all the trees around here. And the hungry animal was just stuck because pets, like cats and dogs, can open doors, but farm animals cannot. So Cool Whip or whoever was like stuck inside, and as we were hauling away the food that was in here, the animal that was stuck inside the I guess barn, for lack of a better term, was like marooned functionally. That's Squall, thank you for the resub. So still working on the food cellar, but the shared chambers is pretty done. So build a food cellar is still really the only priority. And That works to my favor because we're about to get a big yield of stuff. We're about to get like a windfall of crops and stuff from the initial farm that we had. I'm gonna expand the stockpiles for wood, clay bricks, and dirt a little bit so we have places to haul it. Sir Wharton, thank you for the resub too. And I might benefit you guys having one more stool because everyone eats all at the same time. Let's take a look at the friendships, because I think friendships have been building here, right? Okay, Rhadamant, Red Mist, and Klein are like super besties. And Ravenhollow is friends with Rhadamant and likes Red Mist, but the inverse is not yet true. I like how now, when we miss, it just goes in the water. It's like, hey, when you lose, go swim. Go fish. Alright, I'm gonna have Klein dig up more clay. So I'm sure I'll use it. And I'll start to store stuff down here. So here in furniture, we have shelf. And I'm gonna put 2 initial shelves down. And start to expand the, Here, Radlock, while you're down there, haul the dirt away. Start to expand the food cellar. And there's no, like, room designation for food cellar. So, it will always be just spare room. If you're wondering, if you click the room itself, like if you go to the room overlay, and you click the room, you can also tell what kind of room you want to make. And it will, so if I said I wanted it to be a library, it will show you what you're missing, which is a really helpful room planning tool. So this room is just going to be a spare room. So it's not trying to be a kitchen or anything like that. And our regular stockpile up here is, like, pretty close to being full. But keep in mind that a lot of the food will be pulled away from there. Which will make it a little bit easier for us to store more stuff. Another thing I could do is down here, I'm going to put animal feed. There might be a better space in the future. But, is it a simple meal? What is animal? Fodder? It's fodder. Yeah. But this will stay maybe like a little cooler than outside. So it'll keep the food fresher, but it doesn't have a door between the inside and the outside, meaning that the animals can access it, which is a bit of a benefit. So on these shelves, this is going to be the cellar shelf. And I'm going to have this be high priority. Do not bother with seeds, because seeds don't... They don't decay. I think advanced and regular healing kits aren't perishable. I don't know about the simple ones. Let me check on that. So I know herbs won't decompose either. They don't need to be cold. Oh no, seeds do need to be down there, so I'll put seeds down there. Hay never decomposes. Where is my simple heal? I think we probably have it in the over here. Maybe. Where is our healing? You start off with... I'd have a hard time believing we used it all. Oh, it's right here. Simple healing kits, don't decompose. Okay. Got it. So on the shelves, we will do seeds, but no medicine, no textiles, and food. And we can copy that setting and just like paste it into other shelves. Cheers. Are there weather conditions that can destroy crops? Yes, there's hailstorms. And now that we have shelves to put stuff on, I can also have our farmers, our plant tenders, like wholesale strip the land of ripe berries and ripe herbs and barley and everything, because we have somewhere to put it. So we've been waiting to do that for a long time. But now we actually have a means to store stuff without it decaying, so that's awesome. Game's so cozy? It is until, like, cannibals try to eat you. And then I would argue it gets a lot less cozy. And I really don't want food to rot, so I'm making great efforts to put a lot of storage down here. In the least bang for my buck per square footage possible. But at least the pathability will be high. And as you can see, because I copied and pasted, it's carrying over all of the priorities from the copy and paste. Ale on you. Cheers. So it is 60 degrees out, or 58 degrees. Inside it's 36. This is, of course, in Fahrenheit. And there's a easy accessible animal feed pile. That's great. Okay. We have this strange layout, but it is what it is. So once the shelves are done, you know, we'll have completed that task. Here's a great example. I didn't plant this quince tree, did I? No, I really didn't. This quince tree is natural. It's already mature, which is crazy. And it just spread from the original quince tree. So we have like 2 quince trees. We have 3 apple trees. And this was just as a result of planting trees early on, and they've already like propagated significantly. I think I have 4 apple trees and 2 damson trees and no walnuts yet, but a good start. So to prevent the decay of stuff here from being on the floor, I'll just tile these 2 tiles up as well, where we're storing the hay grass and the animal feed. Looking good. Still don't have the smelting furnace because we haven't like acquired all the clay. Klein is working on that. We have a lot of clay here. We have 240 clay excavated already. So it's really just a matter of like hauling it at this point. Now there is the ability to urgent haul. So I can say like urgently haul this stuff out of here so that we can get out of our initial shack. And I think at this point it's wise to employ urgent haul just so that we can be like, the shack's done. I don't care what happens to it. Raiders can burn it down. It makes no difference to me in the long run. But yeah, hauling out of there would be nice. And it is telling me that food stocks are low. I'm not worried about that, only because we have a lot of like food-based stuff to do. We could also consider hunting. If we find any mature deer, ideally. I don't want to hunt the young. Because now we have a food cellar, which will keep the raw meat fresh for a long time. So we'll head out to this mature buck and hunt them. Boars will fight back. So if you hunt boars, you'll probably want to draft and group hunt for safety. Here's another buck. Otherwise, you might get gored pretty badly. So just keep that in mind, unless you have like an ace hunter that will just kill everything on sight. I mean, that's possible. Just warning you. There's also some wild barley that we'll harvest as well. And then, interestingly, the wolves mostly leave you alone unless they, like, go hostile and ferocious. So, if the wolves are starving, yeah, you might be on the menu. But, like, as long as they're not starving, you should be okay. Can you show us fishing? There, I showed you. You're welcome. Yep. Fishing is, if you wanted to fish, you would just click this button, fish. And if there's a place to cast a line on the shore, you do it. I guess I'll fish one node. Let's fish some pike. Can you believe it? I'm even fishing for you. You're welcome. So now that the food cellar is built, I'm going to put some real effort into filling it up with stuff. Because we are pretty low on food. Some of them just might be cooking tasks or not being prioritized. Radlock is going to be assigned to hunt, then cook. Yeah, I know, we're starving. I'm fixing it. Radlock, oh yeah, you're hauling a deer already. Perfect. And Raveno is already gardening. I'm not really sure why I haven't pulled up more... Because this is, like, gone to flowering. I haven't pulled up more cabbage from here. It could be that we're just, like, eating raw cabbage. Something like that. Yep. Radlock just ate raw cabbage. That's definitely what's happening. It's fine. Between some hunting... So some of the issue is the urgent haul task forced them not to do foraging. But if I leave Raveno alone and change Klein's priority from mining to botany, we'll end up with, like, plenty of food. Jobs. Klein. Oops. Stop digging up clay, because we have enough. Haul this clay, and then we'll go forage the hell out of everything. You sighted a pale, halting figure near the perimeter of Tower of Knowledge. As he approached, it became clear that Blake had been bleeding from a deep gash and needed to rest. It was for honor, Blake gasped. Would you grant them respite? So, they are a carpenter, speechcraft, smith, a tangled wheelwright, who's 45 years old? Sure. Oh, look at you. And you got some terrible lacerations. Got it. All right, let's go ahead and get another bed in the increasingly compact shared chamber. I'll make 2 more beds. Jobs. And also, raffle timer, of course, is up. Changing his priorities. So Ravenel's the only one allowed to fish. Maybe she'll get around to it. There's a lot of other tasks to manage first. So we do finally have a smith. But I don't think I'm going to make them the carpenter. And they can do research if we have multiple research spots. And it looks like... What is your personality? So you've got no passions in anything based on combat. You are extra tall, so you move faster. Interesting. And you are wise for int and gain, hot-blooded, and robust. Not bad, actually. As robust, maybe I'll make you a brawler as well. I don't know. We'll see. All right, Klein. Don't worry about that. We need food, so just forage. So taking a look at Klein. Yeah, well, he's not doing it yet, but he will be, I think. And Blake's coming in. He's got a lot of blood loss, but he'll make it to a bed, I hope. We can tend him if he collapses. Red Mist, you, I think, are getting resources for bed construction. And Blake's just going to be bleeding everywhere. Are you building the bed? Yeah, I think you are. Well, Blake really started settling in. He's like immediately researching. Alright, make a bed. The dude's like bleeding everywhere. Come on. Oh, dang it. Red Mist, just 10 wounds. So he stops bleeding. Apparently they weren't hauling the materials for the bed. There we go. So Blake's wounds are tended. Or whatever Blake's name will be. And we are hopefully making the bed. Guys. I think it's because we don't have any wood nearby. Yeah, that's definitely it. But that will get hauled. Eventually. We solved our immediate starvation issues, but we don't have an abundance of food just yet, because our farmers are just so busy with other things. But it will be hauled. It will be solved. So Blake Digby, hop in bed. And then, we will, because you are a smith, probably put you to work. I do have a good carpenter, too. So that means we can make like bows in the research tree. If we get wooden weapons over here, we'll be able to make a woodworking bench for bows, which would be good for the new guy as well. Okay, the cellar is officially done. It is 36 Fahrenheit out in there, which is like 4 degrees warmer than freezing, so it's basically it's really close to freezing down there. Have you stopped my cellar from flooding? Yeah. My cellar, so just to give you a little tour, there is how many shelves? 23 shelves for food. It's 100% clay brick floor lined and clay wall lined, meaning it's flood-proof and extra cold. For reference, it takes 38 days and 16 hours for meat to rot in here. That's a long time for meat to have a shelf life. And then if we take a look at something like cabbage or something like that, it would be even longer, I suspect. All right, 22 shelves. And new guy, your name is Day Sleeper. Well, you're winning a whole lot of stuff recently. Congrats. Day Sleeper Digby. Nope, I didn't mean to draft you. He was like, what? You called? Relax, guy. You're not being stabbed in the gut again. Or at least not yet. Thank you for tuning in to Going Medieval Tower of Knowledge, which originally streamed live on Twitch. If you have any feedback or questions for me, let me know in the comments below. If you would like to catch a live stream of mine, Rhadamant.com has my stream schedule and countdown timers to upcoming streams. If you'd like to join my online gaming community on Discord, Rhadamant.com has a link to it, as does the description of this video. Thank you so very much for watching. Special thank you to my Twitch subscribers, Patreon patrons, and viewers like you that support the channel and made it all the way to the credits. Thank you so very much. I hope to catch you next episode or an upcoming stream. Farewell, fellow colonists.